As I promised, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for round two in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. And ladies and gentlemen, our guest makes his long awaited return to a platform that he was built for. And I can assure you, he's going to drop some bars on what he's doing right now. No, not quite inside the ring, but maybe that too, but definitely outside the ring. We're going to talk about some new music. We're going to talk about maybe some videos where you've seen some stuff, and we're going to maybe give you some breaking news, and we're going to certainly get into that world of Wrestling Zero. We're going to certainly talk about a match that we've been waiting for. We talked about a few weeks ago, and maybe we'll get into some of that, and who knows, whatever else. Plus, this man will have maybe another announcement at the end of the show, which you're going to go, I didn't see that one coming. But ladies and gentlemen, since this man has not been on here in several months, it is time to give him that introduction that he rightfully deserves. Here on Sportswire Radio, a platform that he helped build it, I've got a surprise for him where I'm going to give him something. No, we're not going to be dropping bars on each other. No, we're not going to be trading shots. I promise you I got something that he's going to be very happy about, and we'll get into that. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get off here. Round two tonight on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all music and all wrestling matters. So with that, without further ado here on the Sports Report, Sports Show. He's a man that has certainly hit six figures in the music world. He's hit six, but seven figures in the wrestling ring, and you've even seen him on a movie set. He is straight from the rising sun. He is the Shogun, the 520. Wait for it. My friend, how are we doing?
どうも読んでくれてほんま大きいやな。スポーツワイヤー足ぶりやな。バッドゼロ、よし。
I'll tell you what, definitely yesterday was 420, but we went up, we upgraded to the 520. So you may have you may have enjoyed the 420s, but we're going to give you some H2O and some 520 because Yoshi's here. My friend, we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to certainly get into that. We'll get into the wrestling stuff later on. But let's hit the tables because you've been dropping some bars here quite a bit. In the music world, I'm going to promote some stuff and put it on that screen. So let's get right into it and break out some turntables for us because the 520 Yoshi, you got some new music and set the tables for us. And what's it been like? And talk about the response.
I mean, damn, we've been working hard on music. We've been killing shit. I mean, I haven't seen so much growth since, a long time. I think since I dropped Baddie, like 3-4 years ago.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna see this type of success again. So I'm gonna take advantage of it while it's here. This upcoming project is literally all Japanese features. There is no Western features whatsoever. The title of the album itself, Welcome to Kansai, should be, a message enough that this is welcome to my world. Welcome to where I'm from. Welcome to where I was raised, where I grew up, where I became a man, And I think a lot of people are going to take to this album. They may not understand it, but they will hear the emotion in me and the boys' voices. You know, I mean, I'm working with some great artists. I'm working with 520 Yama, 520 Kano, 520 Lico Baby, 520 Yuji World. We're talking artists that are just up and coming, that have just started rapping. I'm giving them a platform. You know, this is a chance for Japan to showcase what we can do. We
Sure.
can showcase to the world that we're ready to take over this rap game. We're not just some, push to the side. We're going to make what Yuki Chiba did with Team Tomodachi look like playthings. We're going to make this album pop. And I really hope that people take to this album and listen and really get the message that I'm trying to send across, that this is who I am. This is no longer, a character I play on TV. This is the man who is behind the genius.
No, I mean that sounds great, and I'm listening to you talk about where you are today. And Baddie obviously put you on the map. It was a highly successful track, and got you to audiences that most people would only dream of. So this time in recording some of the music, we're going to get a chance to hear, and we'll promote some stuff in a minute. What do you think has changed, and maybe what's different from where you are today in recording this new music back when Baddie certainly put you on the map?
I think the number one thing is we're doing it without Faye. The first project I'm dropping, other than the Reclamation, which was kind of a flop. We don't talk about that, but you know, I think this is the first major project where I'm working with people that I trust. I've known since I was a kid. You know, I've got people like Mariko Mai Sanada, pro wrestler, on the album. She's a lead singer of a band called Ever the Silence.
Yes,
That's my
yes, I see
childhood
her here. I
friend.
want to say
Growing
hello
up,
to her, and definitely we're going to promote her in a few minutes for sure.
and I want to, make this a project that Faye'd be proud of. She really pushed for me to go back to my roots and go back to where I came from. And not only that, this album's not just about Kansai. This is about me going to back home, growing up in Australia, because I was only there for my early childhood. I was only there for a little bit, and to be able to, oh, you see, it's a long story. To explain it, you got to listen to the album. Like, that's why I don't want to say too much. Like, I can't tell my story without spoiling the album. And the influence that Japan's had on my life, the influence that the culture has had on my life. I've grown up in Australia all my life, and I've only had the chance to go back every now and then. I haven't been able to live there properly in a while. I've been there for like a few months in between, but never permanent. So I'm hoping that this will be the message that says, okay, Yoshi's back. Yoshi's going home. Not saying that it is my birth home, but it is home to me.
No, listen, you know
For
what?
myself.
Sometimes people don't necessarily have to have their birth home be their home. That doesn't necessarily always have to be that way. Some people are born and they don't recognize where they are for a number of different reasons. So I think that that's a definitely a valid point. And, obviously where you are, you mentioned Kumi, Faye. I mean, so that had to have played a role in what we're going to hear also, because you touched upon it, and I have
Yeah,
to bring it up, and I wish I didn't have to. I wish I didn't have
it's all
to bring
good.
it up, but I mean, that also had to play a factor here, because this is the first music that you've worked on in depth since obviously what happened over a year ago. So I
Yeah.
have to, give you that opportunity to talk about how that also plays a role into what we're hearing.
Faye was one of those people that told me to embrace where I come from, and embrace not only my life story, but also the stories of others. And this album is going to touch upon a lot of stuff that I haven't spoken publicly about. I mean, we're talking the grief that I'm still dealing with to this day over Faye's loss, the grief of struggling to move on, the grief of not being able to see her face every day, just everything that has transpired over the past few years is all going to be touched upon on this album. It's not just, putting Japan on the map. It's all the pain, You know, all the sadness, all of the anger, everything. You know, I mean, this album's a long album. The track list that's on Instagram isn't the full track list. I'm just teasing until the album drops in October. It's going to be one of those albums you're never going to forget. And Faye's influence is through it like no tomorrow.
I want to put your YouTube link up here in a minute, and I'll get to the chat in a few minutes. But you said something interesting, and I wasn't going to ask you this question, but I'm going to ask it to you because obviously the album's not coming out for 6 months. And as you may or may not be aware of, I actually do a lot of music on Sportzwire. I say these days I probably do about a 50-50 balance between wrestling and music. And I get obviously a lot of rock music. I know you do, rap, but there's something similar to what I'm going to ask you. And I get a lot of these artists now that don't necessarily release new music right away. Like they release a single here, a single there, and they build it till the album comes out. In some cases, they don't put an album out at all because the consumer and how they consume music is far different than even 5 years ago. So you're going the route that many artists I've talked to, which is to release singles. And how do you think that approach is one that's going to help build to the overall response of the album in October?
Because my story's different. I'm not like every other artist. I put my music out in a way that tells a story that's in chronological order. So the songs that you have out now that have been confirmed for the album are the beginning of this story. The songs that are announced are the middle of the story, and the songs that I have not announced are the end. Now, the reason I've done it this way is because I've always been a storyteller. Just because I make drill doesn't mean I'm not a storyteller. If you listen back to all of my music, you can hear a clear story. We start off early days. We're talking, I think my first song was the Majina Hanishi remix, that's like 2020, like 2019 me.
Yeah, 6 years ago, right?
Yeah, we're talking over 6 years. I've dropped music, told a story of me growing into this man that I am today. The reason I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, it's not to test the consumers, see if they'll buy it. I don't really worry about the views for this album because this isn't for, I hate to say it, I don't want to sound, like anti-foreigner, but this isn't for the West. This album is specifically for Japan. This is my story for them. This is my way of saying thank you for being part of my story. Now let's tell our story. This album is about the Kansai region of Japan. This is about Shiga, Kyoto, Osaka, Nara. We're talking the lower end. And I think my album will be one that when you listen to it in order, you'll get the full story of what I was going through when I dropped these songs. It'll have a seamless transition. And
so this isn't about that. So your way of promoting it isn't the same way as somebody else that I referenced, which is they're putting out singles because it's about how many records they think they'll sell or how many views they'll get in a video, and that's why they're promoting that way. Your single response going into what we'll see in October collectively has nothing to do with that. There's a story you're telling, and each story will lead up into what we'll ultimately see in October. That's kind of the way I gathered what you just said.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense, and that makes sense, and that's a fair point. Because again, there are some artists also that they put it out not about how many records or how many videos they get in a video, but also because they're a true artist, and you're definitely a true artist. And I think that's why people need to follow you on Instagram. And we're going to put the YouTube link up where you can see some of that new songs. And obviously Baddie's the one that was the one that is still getting views to this day. So, and that's why he doesn't have to worry about how many views he gets in a video, because he's got a big hit already. I mean, some people would be lucky if they got 400 views in a video. This guy's got, in the six-figure range with it. So that's why you want to go out there and give him a follow. We'll talk a little bit more about his music, and that is the 520 Yoshi. We're going to give something to Yoshi here in a few minutes also. So thank you very much for tuning in with us, and please support all the companies that he's a part of. So obviously, this is about the homeland, about your true roots. And let's dive into it. Let's dive into some of the songs. Let's do that now. I'm going to share my screen and go into it. And obviously, one of them where you have the track list is we're going to put the videos up. But Hoodstar Rockstar, that's the one that caught my attention most. And let's talk about it.
So, Hoodstar Rockstar. That's a song that came about. Me and UG World, we sat down and we were like, all right, we need a song that represents us, the 520, growing up, being part of our little crew that we had, Some of the boys grew up in Australia, so they know the struggle of growing up in the West. I went to school with them, I've known them since I was like yay big. Some of them I've been extremely close with, and Hoodstar Rockstar represents that. It represents the growth, coming up from nothing, becoming something. So Hoodstar. So this saying that we've got, Hoodstar Rockstar, it basically means we're hood stars. We grew up in the dirt. We grew up from nothing. We're rock stars now. It's a little saying we say to each other, hood star, rock star, which is just something we call back to each other. It's just like Marco Polo. It's just something we do when we're hyping each other up, and it's an emotional song. We go through a lot of emotional lyrics and themes, and I think if you go listen to it, there's no lyrics, but that's the way I want it to be. Is again, it's for the Japanese audience, but I do sing in English. I'm not just going to cut off the West from listening to this.
Well, because you want them to maybe download the music too and buy it. I mean,
exactly.
It's a big audience out there, big world.
I've got to cater to my Western audience. So I will be the only connection that will bridge the West to the East. And the rest of them will be able to showcase their talent in their native language. And if you understand, well, kudos to you. You will be able to understand the full story. I just hope people take to that song and listen to it and hear the pain on our voices when we sing that. And it's not a song about being like positive. It's a negative thing, but we try to turn it into a positive, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, and I'm hearing you talk about it. I'll put the link back up here in a minute. And if you have a chance, he's actually 2 subs away from 300. So if you'd like to give him a sub, that's the link there, and I'll share my screen. But you started 6 years ago. Here you are today. Now, 6 years doesn't sound like a long time for a lot of people, but where you are, that's lifetimes. And that's almost got to play a huge role into the record. We talked about, obviously, Faye. We talked about just what's going on in your life since then. But from when you started to where you are today, I mean, every artist has their autobiographical journey. And yours, have you reflected on from where you were to where you are?
I think I'm yet to reflect.
Oh,
okay.
I
think I'm yet to actually realize how far I've come. I remember I started out as a trash bag artist on SoundCloud making music with Breeden.
Yeah, I still have my SoundCloud account. Don't feel too bad. I started 7.5 years ago.
Shout out to Breeden Boy. Like, that's an.
And I still pay for my subscription, by the way. I don't know why I still pay for the pro plan, but I can afford it. So, no one's gonna cry me a river, to quote Justin Timberlake.
Exactly. Nah, Breeden, I've got to shout out Breeden Boy, actually, because that's the dude that helped me get to where I am now. He's a nerdcore artist. He's incredibly talented. He's one of the few nerdcore artists that I believe doesn't profit off the culture. He's someone who shows immense love to the Japanese culture. He's someone that I respect heavily. Me and him have had our headbutts over the years, but I think that dude is a standout in what happens when you take music serious. So kudos to Breeden Boy for helping me get to where I am. I'm never going to deny the work that he put in to our Wu Clan crew. He helped us get to where we are. I mean, a few of them have fallen off over the years, but I think him and I are the testament to what happens when you believe in yourself and you work hard. So kudos to Breeden. Without him, I wouldn't be here. kudos to Jorah the Hunter, Fire Lord Sam Papi, even my OTS crew, Chubbs, bloody Shirokin, Tawe, all those guys helped me get to where I am. And now that I've got this platform, I'm able to showcase what I'm about. I get to show the world what I can do. And
Well, you can definitely do a lot. I'll tell you that much. And I put the single up, and I see you got one sub just now, and you need one more to 300. So if you can, hit the sub button. I see some people here in the chat. I promise I'll get to you, but do me a favor and hit the sub. But I'm hearing you talk about all those different guys that you've hung out with over the past several years. And when I grew up in Brooklyn, I did hang out with my share of people. I would say some people I definitely had a close bond with. Others, maybe not so much. But, I mean, what's a day in the life like with you and some of these guys you've all talked about? That's interesting. I mean, I remember when I was growing up in Brooklyn, we played on the street, and I mean, that was that. And some people, a summer or two later, they want to see you in the street. And others maintain long-term relationships with, and we're friends for a long period of time until whatever reason in my own neighborhood, I definitely can walk outside the street and I'd be recognized, I would have to say. But so what's it like with all you guys in a day in the life?
Well, I'll make it clear now. The boys I mentioned just before are all my online friends. They're the ones I've collaborated. They're in America, the UK, they're all the people I've met. But the Kansai boys, 520.
That's the ones I'm talking about. You talked about them earlier, the 520. Those were the ones you mentioned about 4 of them. Stars. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, my people. I mean, we got up some ruckus when we were younger. I mean, it's a long story. And some of it I can't talk about legally because...
Yeah, don't do that because I've had my share of big names on here, and we don't need to get yourself in trouble.
Not just, you need to get myself I'm not just a drill rapper. I am... There are some things, that us boys, hooligans have done. We still do. I mean, I'm never free of the Yoshi's a gangbanger accusation.
I would like to point out, you were in Brooklyn, I think, what was it, over a year ago? You were in Canarsie. So you were in Canarsie, and I know Canarsie. I know Canarsie very well. Yeah, I was still disappointed you didn't. I'm still disappointed that we didn't meet up because I know Canarsie. I have been to Canarsie. I could tell you every street. I was goody
with some of the boys from Canarsie. Yeah. Shout out
were you in the Brooklyn houses? Because the Brooklyn house is the big project in Canarsie.
Trap house scene.
Yep.
Some of those boys, they are insane. Like just being there and being able to talk to people from a different, bro. It was insane. Being able to talk to my brothers. Just being like, hey, you're Samoan. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, hey, you got the pass whenever. I ain't never saying it, but my brothers, they got me. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I'm never gonna shy away from my past. I've done some criminal things, and I'm never gonna We'll leave it at that, but
we'll definitely leave it at that. Listen, don't feel too bad. I've had a bunch of rock guys on, and some of them have had their issues, but that's life. But I tell you what, you got to 300 subs. Congratulations, you got 2 subs tonight.
Thank you.
Michael gave you the 300 sub. Thank you, Michael. You win a prize. Maybe you'll have the 520 on your show next. But most importantly, I tell you what, we have a brand new single out. I'm going to put that up on the screen. There's a couple of them which we're going to talk about in a few more minutes. But Rockstar is out. And that's one of the singles. There's another one I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But that's where you can go out there and find out what the 520 was up to. So yesterday may have been the 420, and maybe you had some 420, and maybe you want to get some extra 420. Well, check out one of the brand new singles out there from the 520 Yoshi, and definitely. Oh my God, he's got the instrument out.
Rockstar.
There you go. Rockstar. There you go. No, yeah, I could bring my bass out. I could. Well, if it makes you feel better, I still have my bass, and I haven't strung my bass up in like 10 years. But I think I could still play it. But we believe you. We definitely believe you. But obviously, we have another one. I think you just referenced very briefly in the beginning of the show, and I want to talk about that here right now. People want to talk to you, and that's Number and Shiga. That's the remix, and
Please
that's
play
that's
it
the
in
most
its
recent.
full. Please
Am
play
I
it in its
able to
full.
play it and not have
Of
to worry
course,
about
you won't get
copyright?
struck.
Okay, I gotta
You
make
won't get
sure.
struck.
Okay, I
You
gotta
won't
make
get
sure.
struck.
Hold on one second. Let me take this off the screen. There you go.
This
We'll
is
go like
something that I
this.
think we'll talk in length about
Pessimism,
because
more heart full of heroism, God non-change mechanism, Yoshi with yellerism, these fucks full of that nepotism, big gun screaming terrorists, can't get us with a narcissism, super on exhibitionism, go and need home, you ain't got no click, so nice and you get dropped with the police, he home, we extend those clips, the booty girls, so I take the trip, since Augusta, so I stack the Legos Mateiru, hammer click, seeking a line, Empire built on bricks, seeking a line, Empire built on bricks, Nighttime died joking this, he dead in the truck, good in a while, knuckle nutter, old magnet stuck, just say God nothing, we came from that truck, she died down, they lie in the junk, with this you walk on you, they just a glorified monk, now they talk that shit, but they run out of luck. Watch them all cry, watch them all cry, watch them all cry. As this shit go deluxe. Expect me to feel that pessimism. My heart full of heroism. Block non-change mechanism. Yoshi is yellerism. These fucks full of nepotism. Big gun screaming terrorism. Can't get us with an exorcism. Stupid on exhibitionism. Expect me to feel pessimism. My heart full of heroism. Block non-change mechanism. Yoshi is yellerism. These fucks full of that nepotism. Big gun screaming terrorism. Can't get us with an exorcism. Stupid on exhibitionism.
何が悲しゅうてこの俺が死にたいかこの国のスーパースター違うかゴリレオは俺の一生の墓一生背負っていくぞバカ潰しに行くぞあのバカ長岡のラッパボも潰しに行くぞ水サー流星の流れ星流星が落ちる火の鳥ポリスのそぐぜこいつの死の雨火の粉を散らして飛び火お前ら死ぬ時に言うのは興味その手俺は生きるのに必死何とでも蘇る不死身地獄で反省してろバカ地獄で反省してろバカ地獄で反省してろバカ地獄で反省してろバカ
Expect me to feel pessimism. My heart full of heroism. God non-change mechanism. Yoshi is yellerism. These fucks full of that nepotism. Big gun screaming terrorism. Can't get us with an exorcism. Stupid old exhibitionism. Expect me to feel pessimism. My heart full of heroism. God non-change mechanism. Yoshi is yellerism. These fucks full of that nepotism. Big gun screaming terrorism. Can't get us with an exorcism. Stupid old exhibitionism.
All right, so a couple things I hear, and I hear some of the lyrics, and I obviously think that I heard nepotism, I heard heroism, I heard different mechanisms that you went in there. I think I even heard pessimism as one lyric. So there's obviously some different things you dropped into the song, and let's talk about them.
Well, I mean, Namen Shiga, the original version, that is the original song. So originally it was going to be me and Yama who were going to drop the song. So the original Namen Shiga that everyone's heard isn't actually the original Namen Shiga. So the original Namen Shiga that I made is actually a version that I had to drop because Yama's voice wasn't cleared. He was part of the King Dragon label at the time. I had just exited my contract, so I couldn't have Yama on it. But now that Yama's independent again, we were able to drop the remix. Namen Shiga, the original version, I made that about my ex who dumped me before I went to Japan. And lo and behold, I got back with Faye that same week. You know, revenge is a dish best served sweet. And, you know, she cheated on me, I dumped her. That's what the original Namen Shiga is about, is that anger. This Namen Shiga is about... So Yama's verse in general is about calling out the West, the nerdcore rappers, the anime rappers that are taking advantage of the culture. We name names. Yama's verse, he names people by name, and it's about the 520 sending shots at the people that have disrespected us. And my verse, I had beef with this rapper named. He's associated with a group called Anime Gang Entertainment or Nerdcore Japan. He's not actually Japanese. He's someone from Puerto Rico.
Okay. I'll
He
leave
was
that at that.
ousted as being an offender towards minors. I called it
Oh,
out.
well,
I've had a very like public beef with him. We've made diss tracks before.
Sounds like a year and a half ago, and this thing we'll talk about.
Yes, yeah. So the beef with this person, I won't name.
Right.
This my verse is about calling him out. Yama's verse is about calling out the West. And the music video itself, we shot recently actually. The blue, I got another blue vest, pay homage to the old blue gym by Audio War. We got the black one as well. I mean, that was fun to do. We went around Otsu. We shot some shots. Mariko Maisonada's there. She was in most of the shots for the music video. She shot the actual music video, but a few shots, Liko Baby took over and kind of did the camera work while Mariko was in there. Yama's right there. I mean, every member of the Kansai Boys is in that music video. And especially at the end, you can see Liko Baby in the white shirt. You can see Yama in the balaclava. You can see Kano. You can see Yuji World in the white hoodie. Like, it's all the people that I've worked with in this little group making an appearance. I mean, even my engineer Suji is in there. We got to, travel around, got to work, we got to shoot this. It was real fun. I mean, it took 6 months of CGI for that shot with the Oni mask.
Oh, yeah. 6 months. Wow.
6 months it took. I paid Suji $300 to do that.
Oh my God.
Well worth it. Well worth it. I'm waiting for the AI allegations. We're gonna get it anyway.
That's been a big thing in rock. A lot of people, when I interview a lot of rock musicians, they're like, they don't want nothing to do with AI. People are really freaked out about it. But you, listen, if it works, hey, why not use it?
I mean, I'm against it. I'm fully against it. As an artist, I'm fully against AI. I think it's ruining music. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think that's the big consensus right now in rock. A lot of rock musicians I've interviewed, like really feel like it's definitely taken away for sure.
100%. And I hope for the day someone really calls me an AI artist, because I will fight back. I think I've proven enough that I don't use fucking AI.
Well, Batty hit. We know Batty broke, so I mean that was before AI, pretty much. I mean,
exactly. And like Yama and shit, I don't know about them. I don't know what they're doing. That's none of my business. But I can assure you personally, for my music, I ain't using none of that. But I don't know about the voice. I'm just saying, I think once those allegations start, I will really start working harder and proving myself. I think I proved myself already, but I had one person say it, and I showed them the full footage, like the raw footage of the music video, all the B-roll footage, all the shots.
Right.
And they're like, oh, okay. It's Australia. It's just, we just roll with it. But I think I've proven myself enough and my word is enough. Like, I think we've lost the way where people believe word alone. I think I've proved myself enough to where people, if I say something, people are going to take it as fact.
Yeah, that's a big topic. But I'll tell you what I do want to do. I want to get to the chat, but there's the YouTube channel. We got a couple of more subs for the 520. So if you have a chance, I see a bunch of people watching right now. Go out there, give him a sub. He's got some brand new music out there. It definitely is not AI. It's definitely real. And it's real when you watch it, and it's even more real that he's here right now. So let's get to the chat. Let's talk about him. Let's talk with him, and let's get to a few more things, and we'll be at it. Zilla's here first. Zilla was with me a little while ago, and thank you, Zilla, and a man that you recently have been out there with, and I'll get to that in a minute, Mr. Robbie Ryan, and he looks a little different though than the photo, but there it is, and all hail the Shogun, and there is Ever the Silence, and
Estedo Maricosa.
let's give Ever the Silence a big plug in a minute. But obviously, getting the support, getting the represent, and we're
You
very
see,
excited.
I don't even know if they use that, so I'm not even gonna get into that.
Well, somebody used it. We'll just give the plug to Ever the Silence, and I've even got the YouTube link out there. So if you do want to check out Ever the Silence, you can right now. And here's the YouTube link, and just hit the sub button for it. You'll get 2 more subs in a minute, but you'll have to wait in the meantime because my YouTube channels aren't up where I can click them. But I tell you what I can do. Like I said, go hit the sub button, and it's real. It's really a YouTube channel. So hit the sub button. So there you have it. So please hit the sub button, and we appreciate that very much. And yes, the 520 is in the house. And there is a man that has got a lot to say to you tonight, Mr. Abram Storm, who I've seen quite a bit in my chats recently. And hello to Abram Storm. He's definitely looking closely at traveling, and maybe he has some places in his sights that you might be a part of. Yes, hello to the thunderous Abram Storm. And yes, Hillbilly Tilly, speaking of backyard wrestling icons, wanted to say hello. Our friends out there from the great state of Alabama. Thank you, Hillbilly Tilly. Yes, yes, yes. And yes, I agree. Can't wait for more music, Yoshi. And you're going to get it. You're going to get some more singles.
Hey, sorry.
Album drops in October. And we're previewing some of it. And I think a lot more people will be checking that out. Instagram is also where you can get more updates on what the 520 is up to. So definitely keep an eye on that. YouTube, hit the link. Michael Christian, Snacks and Suplexes. He's definitely doing 2-a-days, and he definitely has his slew of talents that come on his channel from different backgrounds. He does a little bit different than what I do because he has people that are in the all wrestling personalities, all different stuff. And he's an interesting guy. He's been here on Sportswire a few times. So do me a favor. If you support me, support those who support the platform. And yes, there you go. Go give him a sub. Thank you, Michael. You can check out some of his recent content. He's had some different shows. And yeah, he's opened up wrestling packs and had other guys on here. And check him out. People we know. Okay. Who else we have on here? Also, he gave you a sub. We know that. And by the way, Abram Storm's always talked about you, and he would say an honor to meet you. And who knows, maybe when you tour, are you going to be touring for the record?
No. Well, Japan, yeah, but not
Yes.
nowhere else.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, we never mind. We'll keep going. Remix sounds good. Abram loves the song. Definitely wrestler friendly. Hit the sub button again. And loving to see more music. Zilla has, but we have, since you have last been on Sports, but we've added polls. So we have added that, and the polls right now say they definitely, by a unanimous decision, want to hear more music from you. Zilla has voted. Hit the sub button for Michael. Go vote for his YouTube channel. And there you go. And you know what? I do want to get into wrestling because I got to get into the wrestling stuff in a minute. But I do want to share my screen. I want to give you something. And let me do that here right now. So let me cancel this, add this, and let me do it, and especially for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. It is a great honor to be able to do this and elect the 520 into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame once again, but this time for being a triple threat, for his wrestling work, for his acting, and now for his music. For his music, we know what he's done with Baddie, but I promise you, I'm with him. These songs and this album in October, it's going to be even bigger than anything he's done before. And that's why we're preemptively putting him in that Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, this time for being a triple threat.
Thank you. Man, feels good, lad. Actually getting, some notoriety. Thanks, Tom. It means a lot, man. It means a lot to know that I'm getting the love and support,
Yes, we're about
this
that.
is an honor.
So we will definitely give it to you, the physical copy. When we're off the air. We appreciate you and appreciate everything you're doing for the music. And I think also, we do a lot of music on Sportswire. I actually did have a guy, by the way, Scott Gutierrez, who was in the studio when Tupac died. He was actually one of the last people to have recorded any music with Tupac. He was the guy that was the engineer on Tupac's last songs when he was alive. And I actually talked about that with him.
7 Day Theory. I know the album.
Yep. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is a name I know. That is, I grew up listening to Park, so I know that
Yeah, we
name.
talked a lot about him on here. We actually, believe it or not, I have a couple clips out there on TikTok that got covered by a guy in the rap industry. So yeah, we got a lot of success with that. But we're just as excited, if not more happy, to put you in this Hall of Fame for that. And we'll take this off the screen for now. And obviously, got to get into it because we know you originally from the wrestling world, and there's some things to talk about there. You know, the last we left off in the world of Wrestling Zero, it appeared to be we're heading toward a collision course between maybe you and this guy that we've talked a lot about in the past that you've got some history with, and there seems to be something on the line for one's career. And I'm talking about that guy, Ace Reed, and that's kind of what we left in the world of
Let's break into
wrestling.
character.
Let's do it. Let's do it. You got
Let's
this.
break into character because we've got to, you know, break into that little. I mean, the cast. Let's just say, you know, the cast has worked hard. They have put on an incredible show.
Absolutely.
There has been a great director, Jay Ryan, best creative writer we've had in a long time, other than Faye. The show is incredible. Like, the cast is putting their hard work in. They are absolutely killing it. I'm impressed, beyond impressed. I can actually go part-time now, which is great. You know, I only have to show up to shoots when I need to. And I mean, that's what sets us apart, is that cinematic aspect.
Yes.
And I think they're all going to really like what's coming out of, you know, the storyline that we've got. This new series, it's going to mark an end. Unfortunately, Wrestling Zero is on its last legs. Obviously, it's coming to an end soon. 2027 will be the end. And then we're moving into cinematic movies. We're going into our own cinematic universe. So don't think we're done just because the show's over. We are going somewhere else. Just more of a cinematic aspect. We want to expand our universe and grow it.
But that's even better, because think about it's endless opportunity. That's things that you can do that maybe you can't do in the wrestling world. So that sounds like you instead of just going for just a narrow playing field, you're going to the World Wide Web, figuratively and literally.
Exactly. And while we're at it, I think I should change out. OGS is in the building.
Well, I mean, we've got to
Ace
get
Reed.
into it because, you know, Ace Reed, that's what's on the topic of many.
I mean, you've seen me and Ace Reed go back to back to back to back to back over years. But the thing is, what sets me apart from Ace Reed is I beat Robbie Ryan clean. I didn't have to kick him in the dick or punch him in the dick to, you know, win my belt. I proved myself. So let's tell this pro wrestler in training, let's tell this wannabe CM Punk, wannabe Seth Rollins, that I have a world of respect for him. But I will come for that belt because it was a one-time only deal. One-on-one at homecoming. You and I are going to go to war, Ace. And I said it at the end of the show. I said it so many times that it is time to put you out of your misery. You have been here for a long time, but not long enough. You seem to forget that I'm the descendant of Izanagi, the man who beat Arash, the man who won against all odds. I'm a man who turned my back on my own late wife. I'm the man who took down Tom Hennigan to reclaim her ashes because I realized I was in the wrong. And he was in the wrong. The thing is, Ace, the difference between us is paramount. It's easy to tell. You may be the better ring worker technically, but when it comes to drawing and making shows happen, I'm the man that people look to. I'm the man who makes shit happen. Without me, you wouldn't even be in this situation. Without Faye, you wouldn't even be in this situation. The thing is, you're here because I made you something. I jobbed to you on my first night. When you came in, my first night of reclamation, you come in an outsider and I jobbed to you. And you want to talk about how I'm weak, how I'm half-assed. Well, let's go real, Ace. Let's go real. How many times have you held a real world championship? How many times have you gone one-on-one with industry legends? How many times have you really stepped to the goats of this industry and trained with people? You see, I come from a bloodline. Not that bloodline, but a bloodline. I am a third-generation star. You're a blonde wannabe who wants to be CM Punk so bad that he has to carve a ticket out in my name. So I'm coming for that Wrestling Zero Championship, and I'm going to beat your ass in the middle of that ring at Homecoming, and I'm going to show the world why I'm the GOAT. I'll put you into retirement. I will show why you can never underestimate Matsuda Yoshimatsu. It's time that I have some respect on my name. And it's time you learn that lesson, Ace.
You talked a lot about a number of different things. And the thing that struck most to me is Mr. Reed focusing on outside ventures. And that's the pro wrestling world. But yet we know your background. We know what you've done other places. We know your abilities. And Mr. Reed seems to want to go to places where you've already been. So it seems basically this is about showing that Mr. Reed's not ready to go where he wants to go because you're going to be the judge, jury, and execution of Ace Reed's future.
No, I'm just going to prove that Ace Reed, you know what? It's left me speechless.
No, after everything you've said tonight, no, you can't be speechless.
Ace is one of those people. I still respect him. He's still an incredible star. But I think at the end of the day, numbers, draws, money is all that really matters in this industry to the IWC.
But where was he before you? You make an interesting point, though. Where was Ace Reed before the 520? Think about, sure, people knew him, but they knew him more for interviewing people. They knew him for Instagram lives. They knew him for just being somebody here in this stream. But before that, that's where he was. But because of you, the 520, you put Ace Reed into where maybe he would want to be, CM Punk. But the facts are is that you can bring him into this world, but you could easily take him out. Because where would Ace Reed be without the 520?
Let's just be honest. At the end of it, the Shogun reigns over all. I've made it clear time and time again when I step in this ring that I am the best of the best that Wrestling Zero has to offer. I'm the best of the best that Japan has to offer. You want to call me weak? Like, let's go into some reality here. Let's break kayfabe for a moment. Let's go out of universe. Let's talk about a certain someone from America who said, "Oh, congratulations on your heel turn almost 11 months ago. Guess what, bitch? I actually make myself relevant while you're riding coattails of backyard wrestlers." The thing is, Ace and I are different from you because we actually work hard enough. And nah, let's cut character for a second. I'm gonna actually talk as myself for a moment. Let's cast it away. I'm not talking like, a little bit of controversy. I'm all on beef season right now. I really want these wrestlers to try me because at the end of it, I fight legit. I bleed legit. I'm telling a story. I can't even see half these companies telling a story. Overarching stories. Really, have you kept your fans engaged? Have you kept your fans on the same level as us? Yeah, we may be smaller, but the thing is, our content packages are better than half your shit out there. And all due respect to those that have got a real ring. Fuck it. Sorry about my language, but fuck it. We tell a better story than y'all do on a fucking real ring. Let's be honest, I've wrestled in a real ring. You want your evidence? Come to Japan in October. I'll prove my ass. But let's really talk. I don't see this. I don't see the numbers. I don't see nothing. But you know what? I'm a man of heart. I'm a man who will back that up. And anyone wants to disrespect the legacy that Faye built, that I built, that Tom Hennigan built, that Jay Ryan built, you better come to Australia. You better come geared up because I am ready to fight. Because come later this year, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna throw hands once again. But when it comes to Ace Reed, I love you, man. You're one of the best this industry has to offer. Out of character, I love you to death. You are my brother. And one day, you and me are going to go to New Japan. We're going to main event Tokyo Dome. We're going to prove these fuckers wrong. Because at the end of it, they ain't part of no bloodline. You could call me a Nepo baby. In that song, nepotism. I ain't no Nepo baby. I had to work for what I got. You see, my bloodline, my family, Tuamalu, Shane Malu, Tonga Topu Tonga, now me, Lance Malu. You're going to see another side of me. Come October, I'm returning home. But first things first, Ace Reed. If I beat you, I beat you. If I lose, I lose. The thing is, it's all about story. And if you're willing to watch with us and follow this story, you're going to have the biggest payoff of your lives. Because it's not about, some wrestling story. This is real. Me and Ace, this final story that we're going to tell together, this is something that me and him have been planning for years. And I'm not going to get emotional right now talking about it because this is something that Ace and I have worked our asses off for. We don't have our boy anymore. We don't have the big man. We can't rely on him to draw. It's me and Ace that need to draw now. I main evented against the big man at Final Showdown. That's the only match I'm going to get. Hopefully I catch him down the line in the pros because that man's got talent. But I may not get that dream match one more time. But I'm going to get it with Ace. And I'm going to tell a story with my brother so good that people will look back on it generations down the line and they'll be like, fuck, that man really proved himself. That man told a story and didn't shy away from the details. People are going to look back on Ace Reed, Yoshi Matsumatsuda one more time and they're going to say, hey, cuz, you did it. You proved yourself. You've done everything that you said you were going to do and you didn't back away from it. The thing is, the difference between me and Ace is easy. I'm a storyteller. He's a fighter. But I'm also a fighter, Ace. But come October, that's a different story. I think we should talk October. Let's move away from the negativity a little bit.
I got the point. I obviously got all that. But you talked about October and you talked about some different things where you're going to be fighting. And I understand you may have something you want to promote or maybe you want me to eventually share my screen about some type of announcement, huh?
Soto mate. Let's wait on it.
Okay.
I have something to say to my people.
Okay, sure.
I have something to say in my native language, to my crew. Nihon ya, wate no furusato ya, wate no kokoro ya, wate no daichi ya, namaeageta basho ya, shogun ga umareta toko ya, saisho kakara zutto kono furusato sette kitan ya, indi no shiai no gogyo mo BXW demo na. せやけどな、新しい時代が始まるんや。日本よ、あなたの将軍が帰ってくるで。帰るべき場所にや、仲間のもとに、心のどこに、この大地にや。2026年10月将軍期間や。
Wow, wow. I mean, that was just so interesting because you spoke and yet you didn't move. And I don't think that was your Wi-Fi. That was just something we haven't seen on Sportswire. That was so interesting. And that's why I agree with Robbie Ryan in saying that's why Wrestling Zero is so awesome with these great stories. And by the way, I have something that I want to put up. And no, not yet with that. But if you have a chance, do hit the sub button for Wrestling Zero. Wrestling Zero is definitely one of those companies that you should be following despite whatever some of the things you may or may not have heard from what the 520 said. But nevertheless, go out there and give them some H2O by giving them a sub. It's free. It costs you nothing. I see a bunch of people here in the chat still. So do me a favor and hit the sub button for it. We got you a couple of subs tonight. I got Harley a couple of subs tonight. Also was here before you. So do me a favor, hit the sub button for Wrestling Zero, and yes, I am very about Ace Reed and the 520 because I think a lot of people who've been fans of wrestling on this platform have seen you both come on here many times. And I think we want to see who's the better man. We want to see you've done so many different things inside and outside the ring. And your combat background, your family background, and Ace Reed may be training, but it's one thing to train. It's another thing to go up there and do exactly what you've done. And that's why we're going to see what happens with that Wrestling Zero championship that'll come in the near and distant future. And the place you can find out more details when it comes to Wrestling Zero is right there. I have Yoshi's Instagram page, which I'll put up again. But Wrestling Zero, do me a favor. Hit that sub button there. And I would appreciate that. And I see some guy here that you probably had mentioned earlier that you gave a plug to. I could mention his name if you'd like. Maybe
I would very much appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to mention it because you said so, and I don't want you to write a song and drop some bars on me. So I'm going to make sure it's a joke. Just kidding. I'm just trying a career in stand-up comedy. This may not work. But that guy, you talked a little bit about him throughout the show, and you brought him up a few minutes ago. And the name Jay Ryan ring a bell?
Exactly. That's my brother. That's my cuz. That's my family. Like, at the end of the day, this is a man who's proven himself in this industry. This is a man who can stand toe-to-toe with me. This is a man who can tell stories like no tomorrow. I mean, look 10 years down the line. Let's look 10 years down the line. Wrestling Zero is concluded. The movies are done. We go down the line. I'm where I am. I'm not going to reveal too much, but I'm where I want to be. He goes where he wants to be. We get to night one of WrestleMania, and I face him. I'm telling you, Jay, it's going to happen. Whether it be Tokyo Dome, whether it be WrestleMania, wherever. You've got talent for this industry. Keep working at it. One day you will be there, and I can't wait to see what you do. Because you're my brother, you're my family. We're going to do this together.
Absolutely. You know what, I want to point out one thing. Guys like Jay Ryan, you want to root for because when we had him on here this past summer, he was only about 8 months ago, and he had went through a lot. We know his story to get on top and everything that this guy has went through. He's been resilient. He hasn't given up, and that's the kind of guy you want to root for and get behind. Just wanted to point that out.
Exactly. And this man's a genius storyteller now, the head of creative. I've stepped back.
He's doing a better job than Triple H, they say, with TKO. They say Jay Ryan's doing a better job. I mean, listen, that's what I've heard through the grapevine. He's doing a better job than Triple H at TKO. Maybe next stop for Jay Ryan, like you said, maybe should be with TKO, considering some people have been complaining for months. I mean, not to go into it because I haven't watched that much WWE. I admit I don't watch as much as I used to.
So I won
we'll leave that at that.
So I can't complain. Roman won. I mean, I'm happy with that.
All right.
I think this man, he's ready to tell his story, but also the story that continues after the end of the original story. I mean, Neo is one of those series where we can experiment, but also keep to canon, but also experiment with the flavor of Wrestling Zero and change it up. And I think this man is going to lead us in a good direction with Hideo Utai as the head of the company. I think this man's going to steer us in the right way. And when I leave, I can leave knowing that it's going to be left in good hands.
He's certainly got some hands. There's no question about that. I mean, we'll see if maybe he has to use them sometime.
Exactly. I mean, come October, when I go back to Japan and I end up doing my independent work, I think a lot of people are going to look back on what I'm about to announce as something like, okay, I see you, but let's talk. Obviously, October, I've got the album launch, I've got independent work, I'm doing some stuff in Japan. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, boy, you're going to be living 25 hours in a 24-hour day.
Pretty much. We're going into 25 hours soon, so I mean, let's
I actually lived a day like that last week. I was like in 7 places in one day, and I had just got my hand cast. I think I literally was in 7 places in one day, and yeah, I've lived it, so I get it.
Yeah, that's going to be me popping around. We're going to Hokkaido for the first few days, and then we're going to Tokyo. And then we're going back to Kansai. We're going to just have fun. My father's taking me, so Tonga Tapu Tonga is going to be there for my matches. My uncle is going to be there. My grandfather's going to be there. It's going to be big. And I think people are going to look back on these and say, ooh, he made it. He made it.
Yeah, I think you will make it. I think you've already made it. You'll make it even bigger. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I totally agree. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, you come back.
Hopefully, let's leave it at that.
Okay. Obviously, I guess we'll see. So we've got you and Ace coming up in the near and distant future for that Wrestling Zero Championship. We've talked plenty about music. Is there anything else that you may want to promote or talk about?
Well, I think it's best if we bring up the Battleground Holdings Instagram.
I'm so glad you asked, because I was waiting and I was thinking, I don't know, somebody here in the chat may want to see that, and I was waiting for the cue to share my screen, because I'm glad to do it, and especially here that, wait a minute, is that what I think I just see here?
Yeah, Battle Force 2. You saw me dismantle a certain someone at Battle Force 1, which wasn't even a real... he dropped me on my head. He cheated. Kicked me in the nuts, That's not an MMA fight. That was just light work. I got concussed. I went to hospital, Shit happens. This is what you want to pay attention to. Battle Force 2. Me, Jay Ryan, MMA rules. We're gonna kick each other's asses. And I know this man's legit trained because I trained him. So we know each other's styles so well. The thing is, he doesn't know that I've been learning some new martial arts. I just hope he's ready for what's coming. Jay Ryan, Matsuda, Battle Force 2. The only match on the card, so be hype.
The only match? Whoa!
We're talking legit. Like, there'll be some wrestling undercards as usual, but that's the only MMA fight on the card like it was last time. I want this match to be one of those fights that people look back and say, it ain't no underground. This was real, I believe. And
you trained him. You've talked a lot about him, but this is different because of what the environment's going to be like. Yes, we know Jay's background, but you've trained Jay everything he knows.
Yeah.
But there isn't everything he knows about you.
I've been training for the past few months. I went from 100 kilos down to 92.
Wow. Okay.
Now dropping even further. I'm even dropping further.
Do you want to go to 85 kilos? 80?
86 is the plan.
Okay.
So Jay's around 85.
Right. That's why.
Try and
That's why I
meet
said
his
maybe
weight.
85, 80.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the plan is we'll make the fight happen. Now, again, this is also an announcement that Jay's not retired fully. He's coming back to combat sports. Remember, he was injured.
You know what?
He wasn't
I'm
able to
glad you
fight.
brought this up. I'm glad because I tell you what, Jay, he's due for a return on Sportswire. So we'd love to see him on here in the next several weeks to talk about this. Because after hearing your side of the story, I mean, we got to hear what Jay has to say about this. Because Jay, certainly is going to have his own perspective, and especially what he's learned behind the scenes to what's going to help him in front of the scenes, and why he's going to have a different point of view. What's going to happen when you two go at it in a combat style?
I think Jay is an incredible fighter.
Absolutely.
I think this is going to be the hardest fight of my career. We're talking a dude that can throw hands. I've seen him throw hands in a nightclub. I know what he can do to grown men, or fellow grown men. I know what he can do.
I was going to say he's a grown man too.
A group of people. I know what he can do. I'm an old man, so obviously he's a youngin' to me, but that's my brother, and I've seen what he can do to grown men and people in a group. Like he can hurt people, man. And it's like, it's scaring me, G. Like I'm at a point where I'm like, I've seen
learned
this
that
dude lose his
firsthand
mind.
after breaking my wrist, my hand, I should say. I've learned that you get hit, you can definitely be hurt. I mean, I fell and bent my hand backwards, and we're 8 weeks still from where it was, and I have a slanted hand, so I understand now. I didn't understand necessarily before. I mean, growing up. But now I understand it. So if you hit a man and they break a bone or something, yeah, it's different.
It is, and I think it'll be a fight to remember. Jay's obviously a main in karate. He's a main in a little bit of Wing Chun. I taught him a bit of Wing Chun during the shooting of season 3, season 2. He also hopefully has learned some more martial arts. I'm not sure. I will.
You are going to now give him a tip. You're going to give him a tip to do that now because you're telling him he needs to learn. Now you basically gave him the plan.
Exactly, but there is a new style I am learning that will hopefully tear up and throw him off guard. I'm training with a gentleman named James. He's a well-renowned MMA fighter. Not obviously world-renowned, but well-renowned in the area as an MMA fighter. I hope people, through James's training, can see the style that I am learning and be like, oh, okay, this is a weird mix, Wing Chun, karate, and what I am learning. But I really hope that the devastating power of what I am learning throws Jay off his axis a little bit.
We're going to find out. I'll tell you what. It's very exciting to see. I'm going to put that poster up here before we come back and get to a few final loose ends. But you're going to see a couple of different things that the 520 is going to be up to. And one of them right now, we just announced on here, Battle Force 2. It's going to be, combat, mixed martial arts. And that's the only mixed martial arts you're going to see here coming up at Battle Force 2. It'll come out in the very near and distant future. You can go to Wrestling Zero's Instagram and YouTube to find out more information about that. And we're very excited to see what the future may be from that. And I got to tell you, I'll definitely be looking forward to hearing what Jay Ryan has to say about that, because we heard from the 520's plans, but I think maybe Jay Ryan may want to drop some 411 on his side of the story in the very near and distant future. And we're excited, and you should be too. And if you have a chance, hit the sub button for Wrestling Zero. And speaking of people I know from EBW, that is Mr. I think I know that is himself. So he's out there saying hi. Thank you very much. And also, Jay wants to say, you got him right here. This is the new chapter. Not at all I'm up to, but you'll find out. Tell you what, we're going to find it out here very soon at some point in the next month or so. So you definitely want to tune into that. How's our Red doing? Red
Wonder is currently in a situation of limbo in Wrestling Zero's creative. We're currently trying to plan around the overarching story for Red Wonder going into this new series. Me and Jay Ryan have butted heads quite a lot in the creative room with Hideo Utai about the plans for Red Wonder in Wrestling Zero, but we've got an outline. I think you'll enjoy what Red Wonder's going to do. The boys who do play him, the cast members who have taken over the role of Red Wonder have really worked hard. You know, they're trying to put the best in to envision the character. I think what comes next for Red Wonder's character you'll enjoy in our series.
Oh, I think we're all going to enjoy it. And the way you can do that right now is by hitting that sub button for Wrestling Zero. And I see a bunch of you out there watching on X, on YouTube, wherever else you may be watching it. So if you have a chance, there is the Wrestling Zero YouTube channel, and it's free, and it costs you nothing to hit that notification. So you got a chance to watch some of the content. You're going to see eventually, very soon, Ace Reed and the 520 for the Wrestling Zero Championship. You're going to see people like Robbie Ryan. You're going to certainly see Jay Ryan. There's a lot of great people out there. Please check out all of Wrestling Zero's content, and I would highly recommend you support those who support us. And, yeah, we're excited about the future, and we talked a lot tonight about a lot of different things, and it's always good to do that. And I do want to ask you, as we're getting ready to round the home stretch here for closing thoughts, let's go in first. Do you have any maybe final words for one Ace Reed before you and him square off for that Wrestling Zero Championship?
Hey, look, cuz I'm not even going to go into character for this because I just want to talk to the man behind Ace Reed. Man, I'm proud of you. I love you to death. You're my brother in arms. You're a person that we've hung out. We've gotten drunk together, where you've stayed at my house so many times that it feels like without you here, it feels empty. Man, you have had a fucking amazing run in Zero. You have told an incredible story. You have outclassed everyone you've stepped in the ring with, including me. You have proven that not only are you one of the best to ever come out of grassroots, you are going to be one of the best professionals that I have ever seen on the circuit. Man, when it comes to wrestling, it doesn't even matter about the people's opinions. It's about the opinion of yourself. If you're happy with the work you're doing, then you should be proud of that. I want you to know, going into this final contest, this final, story that we're telling together before you depart this company, I want you to know that I love you. You are my best friend. You are someone I could go to war with or go into war beside and know that they have my back. Man, you are coming up to... I met you when you were 17. You wrestled me when you were just about to turn 18. You impressed me so much with your work that you showed out that one show. And I am more than happy to have jobbed to you for that match, because you showed the world that you are ready for what's next. Now, man, I'm going to cut all the bullshit. I'm just going to be real with you, Matt. I love you to death, man. You are my best friend. You're my brother. Let's go out there and kill it at Homecoming. Let's show the world why we're the best to ever do it. Why we zero in on the future. Love you, man.
Wow. Oh, you know what? This is... Wow. I didn't expect some of that there. And that's maybe a reason why I'm even more excited to see what happens between Ace Reed and the 520 Yoshi. And I think you should be too. And that's exactly why you should hit the sub button for Wrestling Zero. So you got him a few subs on his YouTube channel. If you can, do me a favor. Every single sub counts. So please support. Let's come back to music and round out on that. So anything else you want to talk about on the music end that maybe we haven't got a chance to, or anything else you want to promote for people to maybe get a chance to hear some of your music?
I do have something to show. Obviously,
Sure.
If you have a chance, go to YouTube, listen to the rumbling feet Kona Akumi. She made her music debut one time only, and I really hope that you guys listen to that song, hear her voice and the talent that she had, because, man, just, that's a song I'm proud of. I'm really proud of. But let's I hope this works. Let's test it.
Yeah, if you share, you can share your screen. You should be able to.
Let's share entire screen. Share system audio.
Yeah, go on the. It should be on your end. It's the third arrow. Yeah, I see it. Okay.
Okay.
I can click on it. I can click on it.
Oh, okay.
We'll go back. We'll go back. Yeah, technical
Okay.
difficulties there. Do 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 do.
All
And
good.
speaking of people that should tune in, but probably will be like, "What am I listening to?" My buddy Angel from the neighborhood is here. By the way, Angel, if you have a chance, do me a favor while Yoshi figures it out. Wrestling
got it.
Zero, hit the sub button. Well, before I do it, I got to get you another sub. So while you have a chance, hit the sub button for Yoshi's YouTube channel. He's got some new music out, and even if you don't listen to it, just sub to his YouTube channel because every sub counts. All subs matter. So thank you, Angel. Hope you are well. And is it past your bedtime? I'm just kidding. No, because it's almost midnight here in New York. I don't know if some people are old farts, but yeah, Angel's not old. He's just playing one. But there you go. Okay. Now can I? You gave you a sub. So there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. Yeah, hit the sub button there. Am I able to now click on the link?
No, I think I'm screen sharing it now, so it should work.
So I can click on it. You want me to add the stage? Let's see.
Add to stage, definitely. So this is all raw. This is mixed, completely ready to go. This is, if you guys know my song Bow to a God, the one with the one sample that everyone knows.
Yeah.
This is Fee 520 Yama, Kano, Liko Baby, and me.
Oh. Roman,
Yep.
Yeah. Thursday ifrån ukfriade. När jag såg det, jag må enjoy mazette. Jagがおでジャパニーズジャパニーズやでuteで怒ろうどようでおんちゃうやらもくがだきつせチャレフォン感じまみれのロロチャミはウフィスップこっちのカルチャー活めとる商売アメリカヒンダがはコスプレ状態バスリーもイノリボネタ扱い昔も知らんままパクったさりよお前らのワオパッケージだけほんまの魂
Semna trabuci kadera wa kawagate imasu Win in the league, kude casino and gin They smoke the entire leaf Yo, eyeball, bitch Think before you speak Luwa shindiru, bitch I'm the trabuci kadera wa kawagate imasu Win in the league, kude casino and gin They smoke the entire leaf Yo, eyeball, bitch Think before you speak Oh, Liko baby それやったね
オタクはギャングよ何もせえへんくせにガンガン言うてる奴らはほんまにガンやねんいや日本で無理やり暴れ回るようなオタクはガンやネットで強がっててもオタクはガンやオタクはガンのよ俺のマジック5人のお前のマジック強烈偽のヤクザめちゃやばいあんたの話そないアホくさいネットで暴れるアホくさい日本で暴れるアホくさいあんたの話そないアホくさい
Bitch, I'm the trouble chief. And I walk, I got must win in the league. Go to casino and gym. They smoke the entire leaf. Yo, eyeball, bitch. Think before you speak.
Bitch, I'm the trouble chief. Cut it all out. I got must win in the league. Go to casino and gym. They smoke the entire leaf. Yo, eyeball. Pickle for your speed. Step to Anaverapa, Nippon Kagiro Mata, Gana Power and the Gaza, no one no race Bana, Ginan Cyborg so race Taga, Nippon Jin, the Gado Vala, Medicajin, Dosa Tap your chapter.
I can run home and talk all big online if freeze in person. Number your demo, they on to someone else's version. Since they got it, they just recycle sermons. So what the night they got, they all just take it first. Your songs, upon Kanake, they ain't never near it. Shit, I know, I actually lived it. Kakodake, you just got no presence. Mecca Dasaide, you just lacking essence. Zere Dorian, your control of your sentence won't shit my I just in the with it. Nani ga soyoi, you ain't got no power. So bakaria, you fall in an hour. Mano tame, just like how you devour son ammonia. You a fucking coward. You ain't for the attention, order. You ain't in the mentions. Akanyatsuya, just noise and attention. On my shit, that's called intervention. Nani mitenda teme. Yattemiro. Kakatte koi. Bitch, I'm the travel chief. In a while, Kawagate must win in the league. Kuda casino engine, they smoke the entire leaf. Yo, eyeball, bitch, think before you speak. I'm the bitch, I'm the travel chief. In a while, Kawagate must win in the league. Kuda casino engine, they smoke the entire leaf. Yo, eyeball, bitch, think before you speak. 일은 안돼 그소야 한무 산도이치 뭐 그소야 DPS 뭐 그소야 나네 보스 뭐 그소야 루이스 메네즈 뭐 그소야 아니메 강을 뭐 그소 너코 뭐 그소 아니메 노 오프 젠부 치다야.
And that is the remix. That is the banger.
I'll tell you what, you know what? Roman should come out to that on Friday. He should be coming out to that every week.
Yo, Roman, Joe, hit me up, man. We gotta look after each other. Samoans look
I
after
tell you
each
what,
other,
man, just what a way to end this show. And by the way, you got another sub for Wrestling Zero, so thank you out there. And Angel is fired up, and I wonder if Angel looks like Roman these days. I'm with you, Robbie Ryan. Zilla's loving it. You know, people are popping right now. I mean, it's almost like Saturday rather than Tuesday night here in America. And that's exactly why the 520 is in the Hall of Fame once again. And that's why you got to go out there and go to his Instagram page and go out there and follow to find out more updates on the new music. You're also going to find out more about what's going on in the world of Wrestling Zero. We know also the announcement, him and Jay Ryan are going to be out there in a combat match. We're going to talk more about that at Battle Force 2 very soon. And that's where you can find out. Listen, October's right around the corner. New music's right around the corner. We're excited. You should be too. It's Saturday night, every night here on Sportswire. And that's why we also want you to, one more time, to hit the sub button for the 520 and the Wrestling Zero. So make sure XERO gets that sub, but also Yoshi's channel as well. So we've talked a lot tonight, and I'm really excited about the future. And we'll definitely give you this when we're off the screen. And I'm going to pass the baton to you for some closing thoughts. And anything else you want to plug, share, say, we'll put your YouTube links up here one more time. And the floor is yours.
I mean, damn. I'm being put on the spot now because I feel... Peep. Look, I'm coming from my hometown. I'm coming from my world. I'm coming from my level to y'all. Thank you for the support. Thank you for making my life so much better with all this energy, all this love, this power, this just positivity that I needed in my darkest times. This is only up from here. This is the first time you've heard me without the accent, without the character. This is the first time you've heard Yoshi. This is the first time you've heard me outside of being, this samurai, warlord, wrestler. This is the real Yoshi. This is the hood rat. This is the man that came up in Kansai. I want to say, Tom, congratulations on all the success. Thank you for giving me this platform. Thank you for letting all of us grow up with you. You know, this is a chance for me to speak from the heart.
No, you know what? My friend Angel, who did practically, who did grow up with me, he's probably laughing as he doesn't believe it. But he knew me 20 years ago, and he's here now in the YouTube page. He's just lying, Angel. He's lying. If you're still here, didn't go to bed, he's lying about the last 2+ years on Sportswire. But no, it's been great. But I tell you what's even better. I see a bunch of people still out there on YouTube. If you haven't yet, please hit the sub button for Wrestling Zero. Even if you've hit the sub button, send that link out to somebody else and have them hit the sub button. If you have a chance also, that's Yoshi's YouTube channel. And I want you, if you've hit the sub button, because I think a lot more people have hit the sub button lately, but hit the sub button for your friends and have their friends hit the sub button. So I really appreciate, I'm going to make the hockey line change one more time here and hit that button for me when it comes to the 520's page. He's got some new music coming out. He's got an album, a lot of stuff already that's out. So I'd really be humbled if you'd go out there and hit the sub button for him. So please do that. I would really appreciate that very much. You supported me. Obviously, you got me a lot of subs. Let's just leave it at that. A lot of subs. But I really would hope that if you can, one more sub. Every sub counts. All subs matter. And there's Yoshi's page. We got you, I think, 2 or 3 different subs tonight. So let's get one more, and we'll sign off with this. And also, wait for the future. We are the time of the year, so wait for what's next. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, just wait for what's coming, because it's going to be hard. Like, people haven't seen anything yet. Wait until the real Yoshi come out. Wait until you see what I'm doing with my boys, my hood. Wait till you see what the real G is about. Because I'm not just some pushover that wants to be world famous. I'm here to stay.
But you are world famous already. You're on Sportswire. Whoa. You're world famous already. You're on Sportswire. Come on. What's the matter with you?
I mean, I want more out of that. I want to be not Drake level. Because screw Drake. I want to be Kendrick level. I want to be one of those people that people look at. They listen to my music and they're like, damn. Okay. He's not just some pushover in the ring. He can actually back it up lyrically. I mean, my song Puro Desu that's on the channel, firing all shots of pro wrestlers. I'm about the drama right now. I make drill. That's just what I am. But pay attention. Keep your eyes peeled because we're not done yet. Welcome to Kansai.
I'll tell you what, that's the reason why. Hit the sub button for him. And just know there's a reason I'm out of retirement. We'll certainly talk about that when that gets a little closer. And we'll give this to him when we're off the air, the 520. And he certainly dropped some H2Os. And he certainly dropped plenty of 420 like shrooms here on Sportswire. I know we didn't have any shrooms here, but he definitely dropped plenty of things inside and outside the ring. You have some new music out. I highly recommend you check out Numan Shiga. That's the new single out. Hoodstar Rockstar is also out. The Rumbling is out. Also, Yoshi had mentioned that. So those 3 singles, check out. There's a bunch of others that'll be coming out. The album will be out in October. Stay tuned for more details here as we get a little closer. And also, Yoshi is on Instagram. And if you didn't know, now you know. And you certainly know that the 411 says that Yoshi is in our Hall of Fame once again, this time for being a triple threat. And you'll see him against Ace Reed one more time for the Wrestling Zero Championship in Battle Force 2. Stay tuned for more details soon. Him, Combat, Jay Ryan, and something tells me that Jay Ryan doesn't know everything about the 520 when it comes to the combat ring, but we'll find out. My friend, congratulations on all the success inside and outside the ring. I'm looking forward to seeing you on here before October. We'll definitely have you on back, I think, a lot sooner than that. But look forward to Jay Ryan, his side of the story. And thank you, as always. Congratulations on the success. And the best is yet to come for you.
Thank you.
And next time you're in Canarsie or close by, You gotta tell me
coming
I'm
to
in the
drop
area.
by. I'm coming to say
Right,
hello.
you gotta do that because
Definitely.
Angel, he's a scaredy cat. He'd be a baddie. He would just not show up. Me, I'll show up because we have friends. I have friends everywhere in all neighborhoods in Brooklyn. He knows that. I have 3,300 phone numbers in my phone. So yeah, I've got a lot of friends. So, but I'm glad that Yoshi's my friend, and I hope you'll be his friend too. So follow him on YouTube, Instagram, check him out, and he is once again in our Hall of Fame. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, with all music and all wrestling matters. I don't know if I'm here tomorrow, but I will be here Thursday night with Austin James. Speaking of people who've had a feud with 420, he'll talk about his situation in DBW on Thursday, and we'll talk about some other guests I have in store Friday. But thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, with all music, all wrestling. But how about this, ladies and gentlemen? We gave you an episode of all music and all wrestling matters in one. You don't get that often, and Yoshi delivered that. So cheers to Yoshi for that. So we did that. We don't get to do that often. He got us there for it. So thank you for everybody tuning in. Have a great night. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, and not an AI version. And we'll